The allure to the narcissist makes them very irresistible. And sometimes, for some of us, we keep going back. They appear so seductive, so beautiful, so sexy, so charming. Just the person that we have wanted or the one that we were waiting for. Toxic attraction to the narcissist. This is what I'm going to be talking about in the video. But just to let you know, you're not alone in this. So many people experience this, and it's only after do you realize how toxic this attraction actually is. Hello my friends, and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in today's video, we're talking about the toxic attraction to the narcissist and that pull, the allure, the kind of obsession and addiction that we have to the narcissist, and why it's so difficult to let it go. Yet even though we know that this person is so bad for us, but we can't stop it. We can't just understand it logically and think, right, we need to go or we need to do something about it. It's just so tough. And for those of you that are going through this, I completely understand. And I know that it's really difficult because you've got to understand it's really hard to let go of someone who you once loved, and the way that you perceived them or the way that you knew them or understood them. Okay, this suddenly changes. This changes your whole world upside down. And this is what is called the toxic attraction. Because even though this person is so nice, is so lovely, so alluring, but you know who they really are and how damaging their behavior actually is. But my friends, just before we get into the video, I just want to say that I do go live on this channel once a week, every single Tuesday. And if there's a question or there's something on your mind, I would say come on over. You could be getting your question answered. And there's a really lovely supportive community which is on the live chat, which would help and support you too. We are all at different stages of healing, so it doesn't matter whether you're right at the beginning, in the middle, in the end. We would love to see you there. Come on over every single Tuesday on this channel. So this isn't an easy topic, or it's not an easy thing to understand because it is so devastating. It's so challenging because you know that this person isn't right for you. You know that this person is toxic. You know that probably they're narcissistic or they have some sort of personality disorder, which basically makes them a toxic individual, someone who is not able to understand you emotionally, psychologically, and you're both not on the same wavelength. Yet you feel so drawn to this person. And I completely understand, you know, at one point you were really attracted to them. You fell in love with them. You thought that they were everything to you, and then it's that cold realization, that cold and hard realization that actually this person isn't that person. And I know when your heart sinks and you see the truth, you see the reality, it is so hard. It's heartbreaking. It is totally heartbreaking. And then you go through this kind of cycle of thinking, well, maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I can help them in some way. Maybe there's something that I can do that will be able to make this better. You feel sorry for them. And you just think like you want a way out of it because you don't want this realization to be real. But one thing you've got to remember, that if this was a healthy relationship, you wouldn't be in this position. You wouldn't be feeling like this. You wouldn't have to sacrifice your own needs for somebody else. And that's the thing. Because this interaction is exactly like that, you have to sacrifice who you are in order to be with this person, to meet this person's needs. It's almost like you become their caregiver. And whilst I know there is also that sexual attraction that kind of is there for that person as well, and it's another thing that keeps you bonded but also obsessed, addicted to this person. You've got to understand that when you're with a narcissist, all right, there's a glue that bonds you in relationships. Okay, but with a narcissist, it's like a super glue. So try and rip yourself apart from glue, let alone super glue. It is really difficult, but it's not impossible. And what you have to understand is that this relationship or this interaction with this person is triggering you. It is triggering wounds from the past for you. And that's why they feel so addictive. That's why it feels so obsessive. And I know that's not easy to hear because, of course, who wants to hear that? But it's what it is happening is that person is reminding you of a feeling of somebody or how that somebody made you feel in childhood, and then it becomes familiar, and that's why you feel drawn to that situation, to that person. And ultimately that's where it starts from. It's a trigger. The reason why you are drawn to that person is a trigger. It's familiarity, and it is triggering. All right, you know yourself that this relationship with this person isn't going to work. Like, it's never going to get anywhere. It is always going to be toxic. Look, how many times have you been in this cycle and you've tried to make it work and it's always come to this point? You know, they may have come back for you, they may have tried to hoover you, they may have stalked you, they may have done all of these things, but at the bottom line is this person is like this and they are not going to change. They are like this because they don't have any other way to be. This is them. And of course, what happens is we pick up some of those toxic behaviors from this person because we have been in such close proximity for such an amount of time with this person. You know, you do pick up those traits. You do even pick up those thought patterns as well. I talked about this in another video, which I will link here, but I talked about like basically the energy exchange with these types of people, you know, and you feel like you cannot leave. There's also another theory as well that I want to kind of say here is that, you know, this also stems from this being a karmic relationships. This relationship is not meant to last. How can it? It can't. On these conditions, how can this relationship last? If this relationship was healthy, do you know what? You would have been at a completely different position right now, and you wouldn't even be watching this video. You wouldn't be watching any video about narcissism. But the thing is, with karmic relationships, okay, they are not meant to last. They're meant to break you, okay? And they're meant to make you look at childhood wounds, childhood patterns, all right, that are not serving you anymore. It's almost as though this relationship or this person has come into your life to help you to grow, to level up your mindset. And this isn't easy to hear. It's really challenging when you discover this and you're thinking, I really didn't choose this. I really didn't want that. I thought this person was going to be my soulmate, was going to be my one and only. And look what has happened. This person is far from it. And I feel like that is the hardest realization. Of course it is, because it's almost as though this person has completely tricked you and completely shown you another person who you didn't get into a relationship with. But we all know why this happens, my friends. We all know why at the beginning they are someone completely different and now they completely change into somebody different. And it's almost, do you know what, my friends? It's almost a level of acceptance. It's almost as though you have to accept this for what it is. Because, and it's a process, it will take time. Because if we don't, we are going to stay stuck thinking, why, what, when is it going to be my turn? And this is when you take that energy back, okay, and stop putting it onto another person, because that is what you have been conditioned to do, to give them all of your energy, all of your attention, serve them. But now you turn that back and you put it back onto you. And you think to yourself, you know what? I am the most important. I need to be able to put this right. I need to be able to do this for me because you are the most important. And understand that what you are experiencing is a trauma bond, is a betrayal bond. This person has betrayed you over and over. It's not been just this one time. This person keeps doing it because it's serving their needs. And if they were sorry, they wouldn't be doing it again, would they? They wouldn't do it again, my friends. And I know it's hard, but there has to be this acceptance that eventually manifests itself in your life, because the more that you push back from this, the more that you don't want to accept it, you become rigid and you become stuck. And when that happens, it's really hard for you to move forward. And this is why then you also become the obsessed one. You also become the stalker. Like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Why have they contacted me? Then you engage in those toxic behaviors. And you know yourself that when you engage in these toxic behaviors, where does it get you? It gets you into more of a darker state. You lose track of yourself. You know, you can't function properly, and you sink more and more into this emotional trauma. So it's not going to do you any good to kind of try and understand why. I know you didn't get closure. I know you didn't get closure and the answers. But the thing is, what you have to remember is, because this information that you have found, you know, online about narcissism, you're watching this video, been watching my videos, probably other ones, probably other people's as well, and the fact that this information has resonated with you is a big clue. It will only resonate to someone who has been through this, not someone else who has a different disorder, not at all. So what you have to remember is, you were drawn to this information for a reason. That is your closure. You know the truth deep down in your heart. Okay, deep down in your heart, you know the truth. You know that they are toxic. You know they are narcissistic. And it's kind of like, there is an acceptance that has to come with it. You have to understand that that is what's going on. And what you are experiencing right now is this emotional overload where you just feel like you can't stop thinking about them, and you are drawn to them. Take your energy back and think about you. You know, do things that make you happy. Okay, if that means going shopping, go shopping. If that means go and play golf, go and play golf. Football, sports, gym, anything. I don't know, listen to music loud, your favorite songs, anything, just so that you can feel better. This will really help you. So guys, please know that I do offer one-to-one. You don't have to do this alone. So please see the description box if you are interested. I've got a mentorship and a journal club. And again, if you're interested, please see the description box. And also I've got a Discord server, which is absolutely free. It is a community of like-minded individuals. And if you're interested in joining, connecting, please see the description box below. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this helps.